This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
Ready. Okay, there. That's
Shalom, Dr. Truman.
Shalom, everybody. Hello. Welcome.
Shalom.
Welcome to Discoveries in Health. We're not prescribing. We're not diagnosing. We're here praising the Most High, and we're talking about natural remedies and in a biblical reference, and that's what we're doing here. So, but if you have a question about your health, well, we'll talk about it, and of course, just know we're not prescribing or diagnosing or breaking any of the rules. That we don't want to do that. Okay, and that all kind of being said, do we have a topic today? Does anybody have a question or a suggested topic?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, hi. This is Brother Malik. I spoke to you about 2 weeks ago about my dad having lymphatic cancer, and that I'm going to be his donor for the transplant.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I'm here in Seattle, and last week they've been running tests on me and stuff, and I've been feeling kind of down, and first of all, I'd love to just praise the Most High, because you know what, I just talked to the doctor, and I was baffled what he said to me, and my phone started ringing, and I'm on this conference call with you, so I know that I didn't call you. So I know that this is for you. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. You and your father are in our prayers. You're in our prayers.
Thank you very much. What they just told me was that they took some marrow from me to run tests, because they said that I had a low white cell count, and I didn't have any symptoms for that or anything. And so they just gave me my test results back. There's nothing wrong with me, except for I have a abnormal growth in my growing area. But they just told me that there's nothing wrong with my counts, but they might be looking elsewhere for a donor, and I don't know how to feel about that. I don't understand.
Well,
I don't understand that there's nothing wrong with me. I don't understand.
And
so I was sitting here beating myself up behind that, because I really, been putting my life on hold. I really want this for my dad.
Yes. Well, we're spirit-filled and spirit-led, and we're keeping the faith, and we know that the Spirit, Yeshaya, our Savior, all praises to the Most High, Ahaya, that the will of the Most High will be done in this matter, and you and your father will come out of this in the palm of the hand of the Most High. I pray, Amen.
There you go.
Amen.
Also,
Yeah.
Dr. Burst, I called you this week to ask you if you would possibly have some kind of solution for the children in Flint regarding the lead poisoning. I contacted the governor, and I let him know. I gave him the website, and I gave him the item number, the detox, heavy metal detox number 2.
I lost you there, but yes. So we're talking about the children in Michigan. that have been poisoned with a toxic waste there. And so you've gone to the governor and so forth, and you put it out to the people regarding a heavy metal detox herbal tincture extract that we have talked about earlier, and so you did that. Wow. What was your response?
Hold on just one second. I got disconnected, so I didn't. Oh, excuse me. I got disconnected, so I didn't get a chance to finish what I was saying. I also called let me see, Mayor Karen Weaver of Flint, and gave her the same information I gave let me see, some radio stations, the same information, and I asked them all to contact you. I told them, I said, I don't want you to take my word for it. I said, but this doctor has shown you're a great man of wisdom, that you had been fighting the FDA for a long time, and they tried to take you down, and they couldn't. But that it would really be worth their while to contact you, or at least to research information that I gave them. And I also told them it would be in the best interest of the people to let them see it themselves, let them decide whether or not this treatment will be something that they will be interested in. Don't hold it back from the people. So we'll see. You know, I got a letter, email from the governor of Michigan today. And unfortunately, I've been so tied up today that I haven't got a chance to respond to his email, but I did get one. So I've been working on that. There's some people here in Ohio who have been taking a lot of water down the Flint. They did that today. They took quite a few trucks of water. But hopefully somebody will get with you. No one can say that they didn't get the information, because I made sure that they knew the heavy metal detox was the solution, and at least look in it if nothing else.
Yes, wonderful. Well, it is something that is could be very useful there to detox these children, and then there's a lot of other things that they could do as well. But that's a good start. And
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes. So
I thought it was.
yeah. So the heavy metal detox. I'm going to go ahead and put that over here on the screen capture so people can see. By the way, all the videos of these broadcasts are now current at Discoveries in Health, under the herbalhealthreview.com. Under herbalhealthreview.com, you'll see all these videos. And right now I just did a screen capture. So I could put it in today's current video that we're making right now, and here it is in the screen capture. When you look at this next week, that when we publish this video, you'll be able to see what we're talking about here. We're talking about a heavy metal detox from betterhealthherbs.com, and that it has garlic bulb in it, chlorella, and coriander root, and cilantro leaf, and that will pull out lead, mercury, heavy metals out of the body, and so I'm glad that that our sister shared that information that could be helpful there in Michigan. And I want to thank you for doing that. That's very humane of you to step up and do that.
Thank you. I was so pleased when I called and you answered the phone, and you immediately responded, and thank you.
You're welcome, my friend. So that leaves lines open for anyone who has a question or a topic, or wants to share something with anyone here today. Please speak up. The lines are open, and we'd like to hear from you. No topic, okay, and no questions. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I do. Well, speaking to me, can you? So now is my opportunity to introduce my dad to you. He's not in the Word, But with these doctors, they're basically telling me that they don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to introduce them to you. So do you have so you can cure him through his lymphatic cancer?
No, I can't, but the Lord can. As a matter of fact, if I said that I could, the handcuffs would go on me immediately. So I'm not going to say that. Because right, anything here in America, they're evil people in high places with extraordinary power that if I said that I could cure cancer, the handcuffs would go on me immediately. So no, and the fact is anyway that it's the Lord, it's the Most High that does the healing, but yes, the Most High can do the healing. What I can do is I can point to the research that I've done over the past 55 years about what herb and what vitamin and what nutrient will nourish him, and that he is nourished with God-given natural remedies, and when I've done this and I've kept the faith. Yes, I've seen healing after healing after healing over 55 years, and there are many people here today that have reaped the benefits of the love and mercy of the Most High and natural remedies. So that's kind of my answer to that. Is that all right with you?
Yes.
Okay, brother.
Yes, that is.
Yes, brother. And I would love to say hello to your dad. Is he there?
No, he's not. He's in a separate room right now.
I say okay.
My room, and I was pondering over this, and so yeah, I will. I'm glad you extended that, because I would like for him to speak to you.
Sure. Well, sure. I'm glad to encourage him, and I respect that he. You say he's not into the word right now. I respect all persons, and everybody has the choice. Our Father who art in heaven gave us a choice, and who am I to say to go around judging anyone? So anyway, yeah. We've got lines open that are echoing, so I'm going to mute the phones. I'm muting the phones now. I'm muting the phones because I'm getting an echo. Okay, I'm going to have to mute the phone. The echo went away, so that does leave. So all of the mics are open at the moment. And does anyone have a question or a comment? Okay, no question, no comment. We've been looking at the heavy metal detox on the screen capture, and I'm now going to go ahead and pick a topic. Go ahead. Do you have a question, or go ahead?
Hi, Dr. Truman. How are you? Sorry, you shouldn't calling from Dallas, Texas.
Yes. How can I be helpful?
I have a 4-year-old that complains of itching in her vagina a lot, and she doesn't have any other symptoms, and it seems to happen only when she eats sugar. And I was just curious if you ever heard of anything like that.
Yes, and I would then be looking at our report on discoveries in health. Let's see. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over to the herbalhealthreview.com. I'm going to that website. That's the information website about my work. And then the other website, betterhealthherbs.com. That's where the products are. They are the products that I invented. I don't receive any money from that. And because I don't is the only reason that a federal judge told the FDA to leave me alone and leave both websites alone. We're not doing anything wrong, because they tried to, stop me from doing this, stop me from praying with people and helping people. Yeah, so here we are now over on the information website, herbalhealthreview.com, and I'm clicking on common conditions, and I'm going to bring up a report on Candida, and I don't think I've gotten that far yet. I'm in the process of updating every single one of these reports, and I probably didn't upgrade this one. I'm going to find out if I did. But anyway, the report I'm going to look at here is Candida albicans, and it's talking about colloidal silver water, which will help to get rid of the excessive amount of unfriendly bacteria that will cause vaginal itch. It will cause fungus problems, a jock itch and fungus on the feet, and all kinds of problems. So what Candida is, it's a tiny single-celled organism. And Candida albicans is its name, and it could cause some big problems. This fungus exists normally and harmlessly in the eyes, the mouth, the intestines, and the genitals, and unless an overgrowth occurs, which topples the body's normal balance of microorganisms, when that happens, when it has an overgrowth, and then the resultant infections, which can include oral thrush, diaper rash, and vaginal yeast infections, and can be very uncomfortable and unpleasant, and alarmingly, Candida infections, medically known as candidiasis, are becoming increasingly resistant to conventional drugs. They're getting stronger. So the bad guys are getting stronger, and the good guys are like the acidophilus. But anyway, and if the Candida fungus makes its way into the bloodstream, a rare but a life-threatening condition known as invasive candidiasis, that's the outcome can be fatal. Now, what causes Candida? Anything that disturbs the. I'm getting some feedback through somebody's microphone. Please mute your microphone, and unless you want to speak, because I'm hearing noise in the background, and then people can't hear what I'm saying. Well, so what causes Candida? Anything that disturbs the normal balance of microorganisms can put you at risk for Candida overgrowth. The use of antibiotics and steroids are a huge cause of this. Doctors are causing huge problems with their antibiotics and their steroids, causing candidiasis. Because they don't tell you to take acidophilus after they've given you an antibiotic. They don't mention it. They want you to come back again and again and again. That's why it's evil. So the use of antibiotics and steroids, emotional stress can cause the overbalance of the unfriendly bacteria. And environmental factors are common causes. Being overweight also increases susceptibility. But the primary cause of Candida seems to be a weakened immune system. And experts estimate that 90% of all people with HIV and AIDS will develop this candida type infections. Now, here's how we get rid of it. Here's how we put it back in check. Colloidal silver water. Colloidal silver water is the safest natural antibiotic that you can spray in the eyes. You can give it to an infant, and it will get. And it's a natural antibiotic. All it simply does, colloidal silver water, is penetrate a cell, and bacteria, fungus, or virus penetrates that cell, disables the oxygen, and the cell never builds up an immunity. And whereas if a doctor gives you antibiotic, it kills 90% of the cells, 95% of the cells that are bad, and a bunch of other good ones as well, leaving you defenseless. And the ones that didn't kill, the bad guys it didn't kill, get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and they have bred the strongest bacteria, funguses, and viruses that have ever existed are getting stronger and stronger because of chemical drug medicines. Now, what do we do about it? A course of colloidal silver water. And whenever you need colloidal silver water, you drink it day and night. You should consume, if you're an adult, you should be consuming about 64 ounces of water daily. Pure water with minerals. Okay? And so, a child, depending on the size and the weight and so forth, you give them every glass of water they can possibly drink for up to 10 days. That will saturate their body, get rid of every harmful bacteria, fungus, and virus, and it's going to kill some of the good guys too, but not like an antibiotic. And then when you get done after 10 days of drinking colloidal silver water, you take acidophilus powder, re-inoculating all of the good guys. So now you have wiped out the bad guys, and they're don't worry, they'll come back nice and strong. However, now you're going to have enough good guys, the friendly acidophilus, so that you've got an eco balance going now, and maybe you've got a little more good guys than the bad guys, and that's working perfectly. And that's why every single morning, you'll see when you look at the Make Lifestyle report, we'll show you that maybe afterwards. You'll see every single morning, because under Herbal Health Review, Common Conditions, Make Lifestyle report, I've detailed exactly what I take and what I do every single morning, and then how I make this delicious power drink that tastes like chocolate, vanilla, and cinnamon, and cherries and blueberries. I make that, and that recipe is there, and that's what I do every day. But every morning, I'm taking a half a teaspoon of acidophilus powder just to make sure I have a powerful, friendly bacteria system that no fungus or bacteria is going to come against me, because I'm powerful, always loaded with friendly bacteria. Half a teaspoon every morning of number 4675 acidophilus powder. Just a little take a half a teaspoon and drink some water with it, and that's it. And that's what I do every day. Now, if we've got a real tough problem here, where that this is that didn't do it, and you have the worst case scenario, then there's something called CVF Be Gone. It's a cold virus flu formula that originally, when Dr. Christopher created that formulation, and he was a friend of mine, and I was around at the time. He's gone now. But most of the people I know are gone because I'm 75 and a lot of people didn't make it this far. But anyway, he created a formula called anti-plague formula. And oh man, if you had a cold, a flu, a virus, whatever, you start drinking this plague formula and you got over it because we didn't know about colloidal silver water, 40, 50 years ago, but it was around. As a matter of fact, the colloidal silver water has been around through ancient times, which is why even in ancient times, you see them drink it out of a silver goblet, because that silver goblet, if you put any water in it, no bacteria, fungus, or virus can grow in the presence of silver. Can't grow. So they would always use silver goblets. Well, then, then even the wagon trains, and when they was coming across America and settling America, the pioneers, they would put a silver dollar in the milk supply so the milk would not grow bacteria and would last longer and stay fresher because they had no refrigeration, And when I grew up, we didn't have refrigeration. We had an ice box, and the iceman would come and bring a big block of ice and put it in, and he would come, and whenever that kind of melted down in a couple of days, 2-3 days, he'd come and bring another block of ice. You had the iceman. But that was back in the day. But anyway, we're talking about CVF Be Gone. That is a cold virus flu formula. That's number 1126. Number 1126. That is a anti-plague formula. So that is a powerful antibiotic. And then here's the one that has withstood the test of time. We used to call it antibiotic formula, but the FDA said, "Oh, you can't do that." And I said, "Well, that's what all of the information about golden seal, echinacea, poke root, and cayenne says it's a natural antibiotic." They said, "Well, you can't say it. That makes it a drug, and if it's a drug, you go to jail." Well, okay, so I renamed it. I renamed it about 10 times, and they never did like the names of it. And the last name that is named right now, that formula that is a natural antibiotic with echinacea, golden seal, poke root, and cayenne, that is called Ant B. Now it's called Ant B. Okay, it's number 1018. That's something you want to keep around. If you want to get a bottle of that, because it's going to be good for 200 years. And because the way I make it, I make an herbal tincture extract and invented a process to where these liquids are good for 200 years at least, because they get better as they age. And I created it in that fashion. So anyway, it works great. Ant B is a natural antibiotic herbal tincture extract. So there's 3 natural antibiotics that will wipe out Candida albicans. Colloidal silver water, that colloidal silver water. Oh, that report. That's the report there. Well, that would be. Oh, I lost it. I lost something there. Okay, but anyway, colloidal silver water. You don't want to make it. I mean, you don't want to buy the colloidal silver water. Why do I say you don't want to buy it? What's that? Oh, I thought you said something. Okay. Anyway, I ran out of resources there on that page. So anyway, back here, you want to make it. You want to make the colloidal silver water yourself. And you want a little box that will make all the colloidal silver water that you're ever going to need for the rest of your life. And it's called a colloidal silver water generator. And the reason why you want to buy that little box, cost about $80, is because you can make $60 worth of colloidal silver water every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, you can make $60 worth of colloidal silver water for 25 cents when you have that little box. And that's going to be a strong natural antibiotic that you can spray on in a spray bottle. As a matter of fact, I like any kind of natural cosmetics or something that you're using, or a salve or anything. You spray it on, then you put your cosmetic on. Now you've got a cosmetic that is also totally antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. So colloidal silver water is incredible, and you use it it'll get rid of pneumonia in 3 days. Day and night, you drink it day and night. Then after you finish drinking it and you're over the problem, you quit drinking it, you take acidophilus powder, and that's how that works. And it works great. So I wanted to share that information with you, and my screen capture thing crashed. So I'm going to go over here and reopen another herbalhealthreview.com website. But anyway, there's lots of things we can do to get rid of a candida problem. But those are the main things. And after you've done that, there shouldn't be one. Then thereafter, for the rest of your life, it's a good idea to be taking that acidophilus powder that I talked about, which is number 4576. That's what I take. 4576 is the acidophilus powder, and that's it. That's going to keep a strong bacterial system. And here is that a colloidal silver water generator that I was talking about. I'm going to let you see that on the screen capture, so when you look at the video playback, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Here is that colloidal silver water generator, and it's fantastic. $89.95. I said $80, 80. But anyway, that's it. You get one of those; they're guaranteed for life, and that's a good thing. Now, is there any other question or comment? No other questions, no comments. The lines are open here on Uber Conference and Google Hangouts. No questions.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And if there's any other question, please call me. My telephone number is 503-362-5899. That's 503-362-5899. Call me if you have a question. I'm glad to help. Again, I don't prescribe or diagnose. I'm glad to pray with you. I'm glad to give you all the information, and that's what we do. Also, my email address is Truman, TRUMAN, at healthherbs.com. Truman at healthherbs.com. That's the email. You can email me. And 503-362-5899. That's the number to call me. If you want any of these products, okay, I don't get anything from the sale of any product. That's why I'm able to come here and talk to you about this. If you want any of these products, call 541-791-8400. That's 541-791-8400. And that's my granddaughter, Brittany, and she's right there under attack this very minute, and has been for the past 3 weeks, with an FDA agent sitting across her desk, harassing her, telling her, you can't have this name, you got to rename that product, you got to rename this other product, you're guilty of selling drugs if you tell anybody what these things are good for, and that's what they do. The scheme of things by the FDA is to drive small ministries that make herbal products, or small or herbal stores and so forth. They're driving them out of business, because you've got to have $2 or $3 million worth of equipment in order to comply with this, and that destroys to comply with the FDA's regulations, and that's what putting every single small herbal manufacturer in America is constantly under threat, harassment, and being driven out of business. They'll sit across your desk and not allow you to help people or run your ministry or your business. Instead, they're there to drive you out of business, and that's what they do. And they've been there now 3 weeks doing that to my daughter. This time, And over the last year and a half, they've been there most of the time. Anyway, that's our wonderful government, the FDA, a bunch of criminals. And now, let's take another question or another comment. Do we have another question or a comment? No other question or comment. I'm going to close that one out. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go click on common conditions again under herbalhealthreview.com, clicking on common conditions, and pull that report up because it crashed, and that Candida report, and see if there's any, let's say we had the worst case problem of Candida albicans, that we really needed all kinds of things, to help it. So, number one, we know about the colloidal silver water. We know about getting a generator, making your own, and so that you can, use it as a spray for cosmetics, use it as spray against burns, infections, drink it internally. If you ever have a cold flu virus, it'll knock it out in a few days. If you catch it the first day, that colloidal silver water will knock it out, and they'll be back to school the next day or back to work the next day. And so we talked about Candida albicans and the fact that the acidophilus powders and the colloidal silver water are the two main things. Now, there's the thing that's causing this Candida is we have to remove that, and that's sugar. Because there are people who are very sensitive to sugar. And in the first place, you don't want white sugar anyway because it's poison. If you want a sweetener, get stevia. It's called stevia. 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 That's going to be a natural sweetener. Let's see if it's listed here in this report. I don't see it, but I'm going to go get it. And so you can see what I'm talking about. Stevia comes as a white powder, that's the pure without the minerals in it, and it's really sweet. Or you can get the brown leaf powder with all the minerals, slight bitter taste, but it is extremely sweet, and it's a mineral. I mean, it's a plant. It's not sugar. There's no sugar in it. And then finally, there's xylitol, Xyzlitol, xylitol, and that's from a corn cob, and it tastes sweeter than sugar, looks like sugar, but it's just made from corn cobs and no sugar, and you can it's safe to give to diabetics. So we've got to choose other sugars, other sweeteners, and stay away from a white sugar, and all kinds of other sugars, even maple syrup. It's still a carbohydrate and it's still a sugar. And these sugars are if you have someone who has cancer and you give them sugar, that will feed the cancer. That will inflame it. It'll turn that cancer on big time. So that's not anything that you want to do. You do not want to take, especially raw sugar, brown sugar, any kind of sugar. It's going to feed a cancer. So we want safe sweeteners like xylitol, like stevia, and another thing, there's an herb called Gymnema sylvestre. It means sugar destroyer. It comes from India, and that's what Gymnema sylvestre means in India. And the herb is currently generating a lot of excitement, among natural healers, because Gymnema sylvestre is a tropical vine known as cowplant. And in an animal study published in 2013, Gymnema sylvestre, in the medical journal PLOS 1, Gymnema sylvestri, not only was effective against Candida, but stopped the transition to the hyphal form by converting the fungus back into a simple yeast cell, thereby demonstrating it could prevent and even reverse invasive candidiasis. So that's Gymnema sylvestri. That's an herb. And another plus for Gymnema, it was effective against Aspergillus, another potentially dangerous fungal pathogen, while remaining completely non-toxic to human cells. So that's a real a good thing to know about when you're fighting funguses and viruses, is Gymnema sylvestri. And let me give you that's product number 3454, number 3454. You could get it as a tincture extract. You can get these as capsules or as an herbal tea. You can get these products in different forms. Now, a lot of people won't do that for you. They'll say, no, all we have is capsules. Well, at the moment, the FDA wants to take away all tinctures from from betterhealthherbs.com, trying to destroy your ability to get these powerful natural medicines in tincture extract. That's exactly what they're trying to do right now, and they're doing it across America. And the small herb companies across America, they're going out of business left and right. So then there's oregano oil. The phenols in oregano oil, when there's candida, the oils, they're highly concentrated, the phenols, and extremely effective in fighting bacterial infections and fungal infections and candida overgrowth. So what we use is wild organic oregano oil, and it's known to be especially effective in fighting conditions like candida. So I'm just giving you, all these different options, because sometimes you can find one thing, you can't find another, but you can find all of these things at betterhealthherbs.com, and they're a not-for-profit who's standing up fighting for your rights to have these kinds of products, and they're taking and for 3 generations we've taken a lot of punishment in order to bring these products and keep these products out here, because the FDA does not want you to have these products. That's a fact. The pharmaceutical industry pays the FDA $2.5 billion every year to destroy your rights to get